2020 presidential candidates and their supporters give one last push before Super Tuesday. Which candidates are still fighting for the nomination?
Student trips are cut short. USC cancels more study abroad trips. What students plan to do for the rest of the semester.
And a new sports movie is shining light on a deeper issue. The film's stars speak out.
Annenberg TV News is next.
Live from USC, you're watching Annenberg TV News.
California is one of several states voting tomorrow in Super Tuesday. Good evening, I'm Nicola Wenz.
And I'm Caleb Michael. And for the second time in 2 days, a Democrat has dropped out of the race for president. Now, the 5 remaining candidates are Michael Bloomberg, Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, Tulsi Gabbard, and Bernie Sanders. Our political correspondent Ella Katz has more on the 2 candidates who have dropped out in the last 2 days. Now, just this morning, Senator Amy Klobuchar announced the end of her presidential campaign following Pete Buttigieg, who pulled out yesterday.
Our political anchor Ella Katz has more on what this could mean for the moderate Democrats.
That's right, guys. With Super Tuesday just hours away, both Senator Amy Klobuchar and former Mayor Pete Buttigieg have waved the white flag and suspended their respective campaigns.
To my competitors in a historically diverse field, those who have stepped aside and those still competing, thank you for demonstrating what public service can be.
That's what he does. He is at that NATO conference and those world leaders are caught on tape.
While Mayor Pete resonated with voters in Iowa and the LGBTQ community, he came up short in South Carolina, failing to garner support from black voters. Despite a strong third-place finish in New Hampshire, Klobuchar got less than 5% of votes in South Carolina and did not have support from minority voters. Both are expected to endorse former Vice President Joe Biden at his rally in Dallas later tonight.
I mean, obviously a lot of disappointment because we all worked so hard, did everything we could to help organize and get out the vote for him. So he wanted to make sure that people could unite around shared values and also make sure that Trump was out of office. And he realized that the best way to do that was for him to leave the competition and to help get the moderate vote out and make sure that all Democrats were represented by the nominee. He wanted to make sure that he wasn't the reason that Democrats would lose. General consent.
We talked to a political expert about how the smaller pool of candidates will affect voters tomorrow.
There is a Biden surge. The question is, how big is it going to be? That he not only will exceed the 15% threshold in California, but may even get up to like 22, 25%, hold Bernie Sanders to a fairly narrow victory. But Buttigieg's decision, which was very eloquently expressed last night, Klobuchar's decision today will certainly unify the center left of the party.
Tomorrow, 14 states will head to the polls to vote on the remaining 5 candidates: Biden, Senator Elizabeth Warren, Senator Bernie Sanders, Representative Tulsi Gabbard, and for the first time, former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Super Tuesday is historically the most influential vote leading up to the general election in November. We will have live coverage and analysis of results tomorrow evening. Back to you guys at the desk.
Presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren is in Los Angeles tonight for a rally at East LA College. Warren came in 4th in the South Carolina primary this weekend and will need to win big tomorrow to stay in the race. Annenberg reporter Chase Beach is live at the rally. Chase.
Thanks, guys. So we are here at East LA College at the Elizabeth Warren rally. I'm with Jamie. Jamie, can you tell me a bit about how you're feeling after this weekend, after the primary in South Carolina, as a Warren supporter?
I'm feeling great as a Warren supporter. You know, I think that so few votes have been counted that at this point it's anybody's game. So I know that as a Warren supporter, it's so nice to be with the community of people that are so excited to hear her speak.
And you've been out here for a while, right? What time did you come out today?
I've been here for over 2 hours, so I'm definitely very enthusiastic to see Warren today.
Right, she'll be on at about 7:30, is that right?
Yeah.
And how is the mood here? You know, what's the mood? What's the atmosphere like here at while people are waiting to go in?
I think people are pumped. I think it is so exciting to have a female candidate still in the race, and it's so exciting to see people here ready to support her.
Right. Well, tomorrow's going to be a big day, Super Tuesday. Have you voted?
I'm voting tomorrow.
Awesome. Me too, and hopefully you guys are too. We'll be actually on ATVN all day tomorrow with our Super Tuesday coverage. Make sure to tune in, and we'll send it back to you guys in the studio. Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you, Chase. Mayor Eric Garcetti spoke to Joe Biden supporters and volunteers today about how things are looking for the candidate now that the field is getting smaller. Garcetti says he is not worried about Biden's performance tomorrow night.
Let me tell you, Joe Biden is on fire right now. This is a campaign. Nobody's going to win on Tuesday. Nobody's going to lose on Tuesday. But I expect we will show that we are winning and have the momentum and that all the energy is behind Joe Biden.
Community activists say Biden is now in better shape with support from Klobuchar, Buttigieg, and all of their followers.
African Americans do keep watch on who looks out for the African Americans, and I feel that Joe Biden has the love for the African Americans, and that's why I have stuck with him all these years.
I am so proud. I'm so happy for President. Not president yet, but Vice President Biden, because I'm going to be calling him president in just a little time. In fact, I'm practicing my dancing so I can dance when he wins.
But in California, Biden has some ground to make up. A recent UC Berkeley poll shows Bernie Sanders holds a 2-1 lead in California, with Elizabeth Warren in second place.
Students at Loyola Marymount University marched with Disney star Joshua Rush to show their support for Bernie Sanders. The group of supporters walked through campus chanting reasons to vote for Sanders. The march ended outside the voting center, where people were encouraged to go vote. Some participants spoke to Sanders' positive impact on young people.
I think that this candidate and this campaign is finishing what we started in 2016 in terms of a movement that brings everybody into the fold and that can help everybody. And this is just a continuation of that. Seeing young people who might not have been able to vote in 2016 but are able to come out now is incredibly inspiring. Under a candidate like Bernie, we're going to have a future for all of us, not just the wealthiest and not just the 1%.
We're just trying to mobilize as many students as we can to get them out to vote. Voting for issues that we care about, that matter to students and young people in LA, and Bernie Sanders stands for all of that.
The 18-year-old and self-proclaimed Bernie Bro has traveled the country campaigning for Sanders. Today was one of his last events.
In an effort to make voting as easy as possible ahead of Super Tuesday, LA County officials are opening 6 24-hour centers across the county. The locations include the East LA Doctors Hospital, the LA County RRCC headquarters, the Hilton Garden Inn in Valencia, the Grand Caesars Banquet Hall in Tujunga, the Look Sunset Boulevard Hotel, and the Sheraton Four Points Hotel at LAX. Now, you won't have to pay for public transportation to get to a polling place tomorrow. LA Metro bus and rail lines are offering free rides starting at midnight tonight. LA Culver City Bus, Pasadena Transit, and Long Beach Transit will also be free of charge. These initiatives are an effort to increase the voter turnout.
The C-SPAN 2020 campaign bus tour is making stops around LA to encourage people to get out and vote. Reporter Sarah Legray met up with the bus at Roosevelt High School to see how students are getting involved.
The cable satellite public affairs network hit the road on a nationwide tour to get out the vote, a tour they've done since 1993. With the help of computers and TV screens on the bus, people can take quizzes and navigate websites to learn more about the candidates.
So you can see a list of the presidential candidates and get all of the video that we have of them.
The C-SPAN 2020 campaign bus tour made a stop today at Roosevelt High School, encouraging students to make informed decisions and to be active participants in the next upcoming election, one being tomorrow's primary election, Super Tuesday.
When young people don't vote, then the majority of people that are voting control the way the whole election is run. It honestly affects us more because we're the ones that have to live with the decisions that are made now.
Roosevelt High's principal hopes C-SPAN's tour will prompt students to recognize the importance of voting.
We want our students to understand that they have a powerful voice, that the government works for them, that they are represented by the government, and that they should be participating.
According to the Pew Research Center, Latinos are now projected to make up 13.3% of voters. Some Latinx students are hoping to change the historically low voting turnout.
I take it very seriously because it's going to impact me and my kids and future generations. I think right now is like the perfect time to make that change that we want.
The C-SPAN bus tour will continue to make stops at several polling places on Super Tuesday. For Annenberg Media, I'm Sarah Allegre.
Still ahead, we take a look at the most recent cases of COVID-19 popping up in the U.S.
We talk to students about the new USC housing initiative.
Today is all about reading. See how a former football player tries to get children excited about books.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Your girls have been with you through every moment of your life. They were with you when you felt unbreakable, and with you when you had your heart broken. They were with you when you shared your love with the world, and with you when she became your world. They're still with you right now. But how well do you know them?
You don't know my name.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
6 people in the U.S. have died from COVID-19. All cases were in Washington state, where researchers say that the virus may have been circulating undetected for weeks. This afternoon, Vice President Mike Pence assured the public the risk remains low.
There may well be a vaccine going to clinical trials within the next 6 weeks. The nature of trials, as the experts have explained to us, is that the vaccine might yet not be available till late this year or early next, but the therapeutics giving relief to people that contract the coronavirus could literally be available by this summer.
At least 10 states have reported cases of coronavirus, including all of the West Coast states, California, Oregon, and Washington. There is a level 3 travel warning for China, Iran, South Korea, and Italy. The Centers for Disease Control recommends people to avoid non-essential travel to any of these areas.
Now, some USC students are booking urgent flight homes from study abroad programs following the CDC's level 3 coronavirus travel warning. We spoke to a student who arrived home from Italy on Saturday about what she's doing next.
I know for sure that classes, the second part of our semester has been canceled entirely. They want us to go home. They're trying to make sure we get back into classes. So I'm honestly just praying to finish the semester just to get some sort of credit. And I have no problem coming back to USC to finish my classes. So.
University officials have also canceled Marshall's Link abroad trip over spring break as a result of the coronavirus. Students wonder if this will affect their future study abroad plans.
Due to coronavirus, so 2 weeks ago they canceled my trip and all the Asian trips. Just I think everyone shares the same feelings of disappointment. And now we're also thinking about oh, will we be able to study abroad next year?
USC officials have suspended several other international trips, including Annenberg's Rome program. Annenberg has also canceled spring break programs to Thailand, Mexico, and Armenia. Dean Willowbay said in an email the university will continue to monitor international programs. Orange County supervisors have approved an emergency declaration in response to COVID-19. This comes after firefighters at a station in Irvine were placed in isolation because they interacted with a patient that may have the virus. The Orange County Fire Authority took precautions such as disinfecting the fire station and fire truck. Now, healthcare providers are preparing for a potential influx of COVID-19 patients as it continues to spread.
Wow, I know you also got your trip canceled, right?
Yeah, I was supposed to be going to Mexico with Annenberg, and they canceled it on Friday. And it's crazy, I was actually in Oregon, of all places, where the first case was reported near the Portland area, which is where I flew into on Friday. And you're traveling this week.
I am.
The airports are scary places.
I know. I have no idea what to expect. I'm traveling to Wisconsin, where I know it's going to be extremely cold, which hopefully is not going to be the case here in California. Monica, what's it going to be like?
Thank you so much, Nicola. Yeah, last week we had a bunch of warm weather in Southern California, record-breaking heat in some areas, but it cooled down a little bit towards the end of the weekend. We got some Southern California showers last night and into this morning, and today on campus it's currently 67 degrees, so nice day today. Not too warm, not too cool, not cold like Wisconsin, but not as hot as last week was. But we are going to see things start to warm up again tomorrow, so let's take a look at those temperatures. If we head up towards the Inland Empire, we're going to see temperatures in San Bernardino at 78 degrees, and Riverside 79 degrees. Palm Springs tomorrow is going to be a warm 85 degrees, perfect pool weather, and Big Bear is going to be 52 degrees, so still a little bit warm for Big Bear at this time of the year. Now if we head to the coast, we're going to see temperatures tomorrow in Malibu starting at 73 degrees and in Thousand Oaks 78 degrees. Now if we head to the valley, we're going to see warm temperatures, those low 80-degree temperatures, 80 degrees in San Fernando and 81 degrees in Northridge. Warm temperatures for this time of year, lots of fluctuations up and down and whatnot. Now if we head back towards campus, we're going to see 80 degrees on campus tomorrow. So just like the valley, really warm temperatures, perfect to break out that summer wardrobe a little early. 75 degrees at LAX, 73 in Long Beach, and then we're going to see 79 degrees in Pasadena tomorrow, 78 in Pomona, and a warm 80 degrees in Anaheim. So like I said, tomorrow's going to be a really warm day. If we look ahead to the next 5 days, we're going to see temperatures tomorrow at high of 80, Wednesday a high of 74. As we move on towards the weekend, 77 on Thursday, 74 degrees on Friday, and 65 degrees on Saturday. Now, like I said, we're going to see these fluctuations, lots of change in the weather, and USC Housing has actually installed composting bins in several residential colleges in an attempt to practice sustainability on campus. They plan to raise awareness through flyers that will teach students what is and isn't compostable. We talked to students to see if they think the initiative will be successful.
I don't think necessarily, unless they get used a lot and unless there's a lot more advertising for them, because I haven't seen a lot of people use them yet.
Whether it's recycling or food compost, I'm sure they're finding ways to better recycle materials, yeah.
USC's Director of Sustainability Affairs hopes that all residential colleges on campus will be composting by the year 2028. What do you guys think about this? I'm excited about the initiative. I think it's time that we start stepping things up on campus.
That's really good. You know, believe it or not, I actually used to be the president of the green team in high school.
Oh, there you go.
Go green.
Well, movies and sports fans are both excited from the newest film from the Warner Brothers. Annenberg Media's Brandon Rao was on the red carpet at LA Live for the premiere.
The stars of the film walked the red carpet, which was decorated with basketball hoops, many stopping by for an easy photo op. The movie focuses on a recovering alcoholic who is recruited to coach a basketball team. Affleck, who has been candid in recent weeks about his own struggles with alcoholism, spoke about how he found inspiration for the role.
That was the most affecting and difficult part, trying to go to a place where you imagine something as tragic as that, and how do you keep going? Like, what do you do? How do you pick yourself up? But that's a question I think people face.
The cast and crew were quick to note that while The Way Back is a sports film, it also has a deeper message at its heart.
I think what's special about this movie is that it's really an addiction drama wrapped in the landscape of a sports movie. Like, this movie is very much about a man dealing with his kind of demons and dealing with his struggle with alcoholism.
A team of young actors who portrayed the basketball players walked the carpet alongside Affleck, each praising his guidance on the set.
Ben was an amazing mentor. I mean, he really took us all under his wing and gave us, invaluable experiences and life lessons.
But he was the sweetest, greatest guy. He would just give us advice about anything we wanted.
The Way Back opens in theaters nationwide this Friday. For Annenberg Media, I'm Brandon Rao.
That movie looks awesome, and it's officially March. March Madness is coming. Juju, talk to us.
Yeah, Caleb, March Madness has not started yet, but USC men's hoops is on a hot streak. We'll hear from Coach Enfield next on how the team plans to take on the Bruins this weekend. And women's basketball starts Pac-12 conference play in Vegas Thursday. We'll preview the matchups. And then baseball is back. We'll recap how the Trojans did this weekend. Sports is next after the break.
Hey, we're about to go live. 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're live.
Spotify Wrapped came out yesterday. We were kind of thinking of doing like a MLS style piece.
We should have one of them interview sports because that's big news on our campus.
Hi there. We are working on a piece for tonight's news show. I'm wondering if you know when the pharmacies on campus started carrying Narcan and why that decision was made.
20 seconds, standby.
Good afternoon and welcome to From Where We Are. Stories of news and culture through the lens of USC and Southern California.
I'm here to catch you up on what you missed. I'm Cecil Hannibal, and this is your rundown. If you're missing your mom's hugs, local USC parents are here to help.
Since there's no news on Coach Clay Helton, what needs to happen and when?
Presidential candidate Bernie Sanders made an appearance.
The Oscars might not be ready, but we are.
And from everyone here, thanks for watching See It Live.
That's a wrap.
USC men's basketball is coming off what is likely a tournament clinching weekend after a 57-48 win over Arizona on Thursday and a 71-61 win over Arizona State Saturday. This week, SC hosts a rivalry game against Pac-12 leader UCLA, and this game is going to be a big one, as UCLA is coming off of a 7-game win streak, and the matchup will determine the Trojans' Pac-12 seed. The key to a Trojan win is its seniors, who have proven to be reliable in crucial games. Against ASU, senior guards Jonah Matthews and Daniel Utomi combined for 42 points, finding success from the three-point line. Utomi was 4 for 8 from the perimeter, while Matthews hit 3 of 7 triples. And Matthews is putting up big numbers, averaging 13.2 points per game with a 39% field goal percentage. Utomi follows closely with an 8.4 average and shooting 46% from the field. But of course, we can't forget senior forward Nick Rakocevic, who contributed 13 points and 11 rebounds on Saturday and averages 10.7 points per game and a team-high 43% three-point percentage. Head coach Andy Enfield feels confident going into UCLA and the Pac-12 tournament after this weekend's wins.
We have one game next Saturday, and then we go to Las Vegas, and we feel like we're as capable of winning games in Vegas as anybody else. I'm not going to say we could predict a championship, but we're as capable of winning games in Las Vegas as any other team in the league, because of our defense and our toughness.
Luckily, the Trojans are still alive for a first-round bye in the Pac-12 tournament and have increased their NCAA tournament hopes. ESPN bracketologist Joe Lenardi projects USC as an 11th seed against Oklahoma in the March Madness tournament, which starts March 17th. But looking at the women's side of the court, the women's basketball team also had a winning weekend, wrapping up their regular season play with a 69-66 win over Utah Friday and a 66-55 victory over Colorado on Sunday. Senior forward Kayla Overbeck carried the team to the dub on senior day, hitting double digits in points and also recording 4 rebounds and a steal. SC shot 45% from the field and had 30 rebounds against the Buffs. But the Trojans' biggest anchor, hailing from Anchorage, Alaska, Elisa Peely got her 4th Pac-12 Freshman of the Week award after huge efforts this weekend. She had 29 points against Utah and 20 against Colorado. She's in a 14-game straight double-digit streak and has 11 double-doubles on the season, and will surely be a huge playmaker for the tournament in Pac-12 tournament play. But with the win, Women of Troy secured a number 7 in the Pac-12 tournament and finished 16-13 overall and 8-10 in the conference. Now, Liz, what's up in the SC baseball world?
Hey Julia, the USC baseball season is finally picking up. The Trojans have a solid record at 7-3 to open the season. Now, this is a major improvement from last year's 4-6 start. The Trojans are coming out of this weekend with a series win over Seton Hall. Redshirt sophomore Alex Cornwell and sophomore Chandler Champlain showcased the Trojans' strong pitching on Sunday. Cornwell threw 6 innings, giving up 1 run while dealing 6 strikeouts, and Champlain capped it off with 3 scoreless frames. But the pitching, unlike in years past, isn't the only thing keeping the Trojans afloat. Here's head coach Jason Gill.
For us to keep pounding away, pretty impressive. Total team win today. Anytime you can roll 10 runs on the board, you're going to be feeling pretty confident. If we can't hold that lead, then we got other issues we need to discuss. But giving up 1 and scoring 10 is a good formula.
USC hosts UC Irvine tomorrow night, and last season the Anteaters won both games over the Trojans, so this game will be a good measure of how the Trojans have improved since last season. And now the women's swim team took a trip up to Washington to compete in the Pac-12 championship this past weekend. The relay team of Louise Hansen, Marta Ciesla, Tatum Wade, and Leticia Transom brought home USC's first victory in the 400-yard freestyle relay with a time of 3:10.76. It was a close race. The team finished just 3 seconds ahead of Cal and was just 1 second shy of setting a new school record. Hansen really shined this weekend, earning 3 individual titles for 200-yard individual medley, 100-yard butterfly, and 200-yard butterfly. Her impressive performance earned her Pac-12 Swimmer of the Meet. The women of Troy will continue to train for the next couple weeks before heading to Georgia for the NCAA Championship on March 18th. Now that's a wrap on sports for today. Caleb and Nicola, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Liz. Now, one elementary school had a special guest today.
The positive message schools are celebrating nationwide. We actually have some breaking news coming in. Pete Buttigieg has just endorsed Joe Biden in an Instagram post.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
More on the breaking news. Pete Buttigieg has just endorsed Joe Biden in an Instagram post. Buttigieg posted a picture of him and Biden saying, quote, "The only way we beat Trump is through a politics that reflects the decency of the American people." He goes on to say that we sought to practice in my campaign, and it's what Joe Biden has practiced his whole life. Buttigieg is set to appear at Joe Biden rally tonight in Dallas.
You guys, what is after this breaking news?
And it's story time. Today marks National Read Across America Day, a yearly event hosted by the National Education Association to help motivate children to read. Students at Payne Elementary in Inglewood got a special treat today when former Chargers wide receiver Kasim Osgood made an appearance and read to them. But it wasn't just the children who seemed to enjoy the experience. The celebration continues as schools across the country implement new methods and various things for the students, and encouraging young people to read.
Well, thank you for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I am Nicola Wenz.
And I'm Caleb Michael. For more coverage, download the Annenberg app and watch us at USCAnnenbergmedia.com. Good night.